And now we begin with the Central African Republic, C.A.R., where United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres paid tribute on Tuesday to the thousands of UN peacekeepers in the country, the site of one of the United Nations' most dangerous missions and the most sexual misconduct allegations against peacekeepers and UN personnel last year. The UN chief attended a wreath-laying ceremony in the capital, Bangui, as he commemorated the United Nations Day. Mr. Guterres also visited wounded peacekeepers serving with the UN multi-dimensional integrated stabilization mission in the Central African Republic, MINUSCA, it's known as MINUSCA. He asked for the strengthening of the workforce of blue helmets in the country, where the UN mission includes over 12,000 forces.
900 additional troops are needed to ensure the safety of civilians in the Central African Republic. This is the wish of the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, during his visit to the country on Tuesday. The UN boss hopes to see the other regions of the C.A.R. gain stability, as is the case of the capital, Bangui. But the neighborhood of PK5 has witnessed some of the worst atrocities of the war between Seleka and anti-Balaka fighters. I was in Chad. I came back 2 years ago. It is more peaceful now. Peace has slowly been returning.
Some months before, when we arrived here, the quartier was like abandoned houses, and you can observe few people moving, but there was no business. But nowadays, you have, as you have seen with me, there is a lot of business, there is a lot of population, and the roads are crowded, so it means they have enjoyed peace now.
Deployed since 2014, the UN mission in the Central African Republic currently has more than 10,000 men. This number is expected to increase to 12,000 by the end of his term of office by mid-November.
The Central Africa is ready to resume its responsibility. It has ensured on its side the Central African President, Faustin Archange Touadéra, loving the courage of the soldiers of MINUSCA. The visit of Antonio Guterres intervenes in a context of resurgence of violence in Central Africa. Last Wednesday, the anti-Balaka held a raid against the Muslim population of the village of Pombolo, close to Bangassou. According to the France press agency, 26 people were killed. The UN has detected Gabonese and Moroccan soldiers in the next week. 2 of them were injured.
Pour faire le point sur cette visite du secrétaire général de l'ONU avec notre correspondant sur place, Samuel.
Let's head to the center of the capital of the Central Africa, Bangui, to be precise, for an update on his visit by the Secretary of the UN. Samuel Thierry Nzam is our correspondent there. The Secretary General of the UN arrived yesterday in Bangui. He was greeted at the airport by the Prime Minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the former President of the transition team, Catherine Samba Panza. From the airport, he went to his residence and a large crowd came to welcome him along the avenues. A few hours later, he met with the UN staff in Camera. Also yesterday marked the official celebration of the United Nations World Day. It was held in the hotel of the square in the presence of the President of the Republic, Professor Faustin Archange Touadéra. Government officials, representatives of diplomatic institutions in the Central African Republic, and leaders of political parties.
De tous les membres du gouvernement, des représentants des institutions diplomatiques en République centrafricaine et les chefs des partis politiques.
Some highlights have been announced for this visit. What does the itinerary look like today? The program today will see a tête-à-tête with the President of the Republic on the trip to Bangassou for the visit of the population bruised by the crisis, especially since it is in this locality of the country that a dozen of peacekeepers lost their lives on their mission. You've been to some hotspots in Bangui and you've talked with Central Africans. Has he specific expectations in connection with this visit?
Des attentes précises par rapport à cette visite du secrétaire général des Nations Unies.
Every Central African now aspires for peace. And the message of the Secretary General of the United Nations yesterday at the official celebration of the UN's World Day reassures more. That is of being the spokesman of the Republic Central African to the international community.